Developing news tonight, one woman is dead, several others, including firefighters, are hurt in a fire in Pepperell. Crews had a difficult time battling the flames with today's heat. Neighbors are calling it a tragic loss. Our Chandler Walsh joins us live now in Pepperell, where the scene is cleared. Chandler.
Olivia, it's been about 10 hours since the fire broke out here on Main Street, and the 6-unit apartment building is now being boarded up. I want to give you a closer look. The Pepperell Fire Department says the victim was found on the first floor in the front of the building here. A Good Samaritan is being credited with helping others to safety. An active scene hours after a 4-alarm fire destroyed this Pepperell apartment building. A woman was killed and 5 others were injured. Pepperell's fire chief describes the scene when crews arrived.
The fire was blowing out the front and the side, and it was lapping or extending up into the 2nd and 3rd floor.
An off-duty fire lieutenant spotted flames and smoke, alerting the department. Chief BORNEMAN says a Good Samaritan went inside, knocking on doors to get people out.
It takes us a while to assemble a firefighting force to attack that fire. So I can't say at this point how much that helped, but I'm sure it did to get people out of the building.
Sandra Gavoni's son was sleeping during the morning fire. The Samaritan woke him up and alerted him to get outside.
Somebody was banging on his door, and he was just wondering who was banging on his door. And all of a sudden he realized they were yelling fire, and he just ran.
Gavoni doesn't know the man's name, but says he wore a bright green shirt and she can't thank him enough.
You don't know how grateful I am that my son is okay.
Gavoni says her son lived behind the victim and knew her well.
She was elderly and handicapped. Her husband was a service vet.
The fire department says 5 people were taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries, including 4 firefighters. Chief BORNEMAN says conditions were difficult.
The heat plus the fire, the humidity, the initial crews only had so much, energy to attack that fire.
The fire department says 8 people are displaced. The state fire marshal, Middlesex district attorney, and both the police and fire departments are investigating. But the fire department does say they don't believe the cause of this fire is suspicious. Live in Pepperell, Chandler Walsh, Worcester News Tonight.